Hi everyone, my name is Christopher Edward, and today I'll be presenting on cyber risk analysis on IoT or Internet of Things integration in manufacturing. Um, so let's dive into it. So for this presentation, I have selected a scenario and also set up assumptions. So in the selected scenario, we have a manufacturing company integrating an Internet of Things sensor on the production floor for the first time. Um, I select this scenario because this is quite close to what I am experiencing right now at work. Um, my company, I work for a contract manufacturing in liquid injection molding, and we are trying to implement sensors in our mold. Like we've never done this before, so this is an ongoing project that is still on discussion. Um, so the assumptions that we have here is that only engineers and technicians have physical and software access to the device. And also we have a security assumption um, where the company currently uses a single shared account with an easy to guess password that is like from a factory reset. And it introduces immediate security risks. These assumptions and scenarios help set the stage for identifying where vulnerabilities exist and how serious they might become once IoT is introduced. So I want to identify the three core assets that is associated with IoT devices. The first one is IoT device software, which handles the communication and configuration of the device. And then there's IoT hardware, which is the physical sensor and its components. And then also the IoT data storage, where the collected sensor data is stored and processed. So together, these components form the critical chain of the IoT system. And for us to assess the risk, we are using a risk rating matrix, evaluating threats based on impact and likelihood and overall risk level ranging from low to moderate. I mean, low to severe. Um, So the first cyber risk analysis that we're going to do is IoT device software. The software layer is often the first target for cyber threat because it manages communication and configuration. Um, I have identified two main risks associated with IoT device software. The first one is supply chain attacks. Um, this occur when insecure third-party libraries or unverified software updates are introduced before deployment. This could compromise not only the IoT device, but the entire network it connects to. The impact here is severe and the likelihood is high. Um, which and then the mitigation includes um, verifying vendors, performing software validation and vulnerability scanning, and include security requirements in contracts. And then the second one is malware or botnet infections. Um, these arise from outdated firmware or weak credentials. Um, and a successful attack could hijack the device or for DDoS or device denial of service, or also data theft, causing production disruptions. Um, the control here includes patching software, enforcing MFA, and also encrypting communication channels. Moving on to IoT hardware risk. Um, which introduced physical and remote access risks. The first concern is again supply chain attacks, similar to the IoT software. But in this case, what's compromised is the firmware um, and the hardware components introduced before installation. Um, and then this type of breach could spread to all systems connected to the device, same like the software. And then the second threat is unauthorized remote access, often due to weak or default authentication settings. This could give attackers full control of the device. The impact of this risk could be significant because um, it can directly compromise device control and also data. Um, and the likelihood also high, so it introduced a high risk. And the mitigations include limiting data collection, disabling unnecessary remote access, enforcing strong authentication, and validating firmware integrity before deployment. Um, and then now we are looking at data storage, which is where the collected sensor information is stored, transmitted, and also analyzed. The main threat here is data interception, um, where sensitive data is exposed because of encrypted communications or the use of insecure protocols like HTTP. Um, the impact here is moderate, but it could still be significant since it could compromise confidentiality and also data integrity. Um, for this, the recommended controls include encrypting data transmission, placing IoT devices on a separate network, implementing firewalls, and defining a strict data retention and deletion policy to limit exposure. Um, to wrap up of all three different assets, the risk of from all three different assets, I have summarized the mitigation strategies to reduce overall risk across all layers. So the first one is to do vendor assessment and control. We want to conduct thorough vetting of all third-party vendors and include explicit security clauses in contracts. And the second is for to focus on authorization, authentication, and also encryption. Um, we want to replace shared passwords with individual credentials, and then enforce multi-factor authentication and ensure all communications are encrypted. And then lastly, we would want to implement firewall, security software, and also network segmentation. Um, we want to place IoT devices on an isolated network, block unnecessary traffic, and use security scanning tools like antivirus, SEA, SAS, and DAST to detect vulnerabilities early. Um, these combined measures will significantly reduce the chance of a successful cyber attacks and improve the organization's overall resilience. But of course, when implementing this, it is always good to check with your IT personnel and do risk assessment together, cross-functional collaboration to understand more the assets and the goal of the company. And that is all. Thank you.